Hello, well in this film I'm taking a look around the Royal Yacht Britannia, and this was used by the Queen from 1953 right the way through to 1997, and she travelled all around the world in it, on state visits, on holidays, etc. And it's jolly interesting to get a look around. It's actually based in Edinburgh at Leith, at Ocean Terminal, and the whole ship is quite large. It's about 400 foot long, and that's the Forth Bridge Fair just in view, very distant. You can go around and see what life was like. And it is a bit of a sort of 1950s time capsule in some regards. That's the nice sun deck that you used to often see in royal photographs. And just behind there is a nice sun lounge area. And that leads through to the Queen's bedroom. So that's the sun lounge. They had set it up very well, actually. It had all the original things like the Ludo games and Monopoly games in the cupboards and things like that. So you really did feel you were getting an intimate sort of insight. That's the Queen's bedroom. And next door through a sort of corridor is the Duke of Edinburgh's bedroom. The whole ship was actually laid out very sort of plainly, but it was designed a bit like a country house at sea. And as you go around, you do sort of pick up this sort of atmosphere. It was actually built at John Brown's shipyard on Clydebank, and it was given the number 691. That's the very grand dining room, and it was all being laid out very precisely. You could put a tape measure on those knives and forks, and they'd all be spaced the same. It did look very grand. And the actual naming of the ship, it was kept a closely guarded secret until the Queen announced it as it was launched. Now that's a nice little sitting area there, and I was rather tempted to go over and have one of the cakes. There's a little table there with cakes on it, and they looked rather scrummy. So yeah, floating palace, but very simple, and as I say, a bit like a country house. You go down some of the other passageways, and it is like a typical old ship. You've got all this cabling, terrible fire hazard. That's the engine rooms, and they were absolutely spick and span. There were volunteers in the Royal Navy that manned Britannia, and there were 20 officers and 220 yachtsmen. So quite a lot of staff on this ship. It was quite expensive to run, I guess. And it was run with absolute precision. You see here there's a fairly cramped living quarters for the crew, which obviously, as with any ship, there's not very much space. So there are the bunks. But it was good. Got a real sort of insight as to what life was like on there. That's the laundry. And you can see that must have been a busy, hot place to work, I would have thought. But it's very enjoyable. And if you're in Edinburgh, I'd certainly recommend it as a little trip. That's a mail office. And again, you can think of all the people coming up saying, have I got a new post today? And this is just coming up to the medical quarters. So that's the sick bay. And next door is the operating theatre, etc. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that little insight, and thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.